Every one of you watching this screen, look out.
Anything can happen in the next half hour.
What did I tell you about cartoons?
They've got a lot of brains, and they've got a lot of chutzpah.
Tell me how comic books make you feel, Dave.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Hi, this is Frantz, Kantor, cartoonist, illustrator, and toon-talker.
That's him.
And I'm here with...
That's me. Jim Bridges, and I'm the president of the Australian Cartoon Museum.
And you're watching ACM's ToonTalk.Show. And what do we got today? We've got The Art of Hanna-Barbera, 50 Years of Creativity by Ted Sennett, published by Viking Studio Books.
Yes. It's a very good book.
The pirates of book publishers. The Vikings!
Are they? Flip.
So, fantastic. Great, $50. Cheap at half the price.
And it's pre-loved, as you can
Pre-loved,
see.
okay.
Now
So
this,
from the
this is disappointing.
library.
This is disappointing because we can't do it all.
No, it's not a very good
We can't do this.
collector plate, but it's actually trying to represent all of the characters from Hanna-Barbera shows.
And look what they've done. They've
But
put
they
Tom and
kind of-
Jerry right on the side, and they should be in the front somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really care for that.
Where's his dad?
Oogie Doggy.
Yeah.
Oogie Daddy.
That's my boy that
Yeah, well,
said
that's
that.
one of the reasons why I don't care for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know who that is.
That's Fred's...
Baby Fred.
Baby Fred, yeah. They all go back and do all the kids stuff, don't they? And there they are.
So there they are.
There they are.
Bill Hanna and
They've got the
Joseph
same
Barbera.
same suit on.
Yeah, they have.
And what
It's
are
a
they?
carpet, doesn't it?
They're holding a
cell.
a glass cell.
No, it's just very thick.
Oh, just a thick cell. And they're standing in the paint department.
Yeah, well, the paint library.
And
where
they're
get
probably
all
the only blokes in there because
paint from.
the paint library is always full of women because they have better eyesight than men do.
Yeah.
They always have women in those
They still have
departments.
makeup on, look. So
Well, it was
it's
the
obviously
photo.
for a TV thing.
Yeah. In memory of Dawes Butler, whose so many imitable voices were so important to Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah.
Wow. Is he as good as
Yeah,
Mel?
in a different way.
In a different way, okay.
Yeah.
So here's the contents. There they are. Which one is?
Don't know.
Yeah.
That's the contents. So it goes
So
from
the Smurfs.
Huckleberry Hound, Flintstones, Cats and Dogs, Scooby Doo, right up to the animated specials, and a little bit of superheroes. So the stuff of the 80s is basically where they died.
Yes. Except this bugger's still alive and going.
Yeah. Well, no, the
Won't lie down, that dog.
well, okay. We'll talk about that as we go along.
Yeah. Okay. Introduction.
So the early days, of course. Where would you be without the obligatory posed shots, publicity
he's
shots?
sitting on that one and he's leaning on that one.
Yeah.
That's only for tall people. The Flintstones.
Yeah, Flintstones TV. Okay.
Well, that'd be Hannah.
So this is basically telling you what life was like in the
An
1930s.
important thing in life is getting the breaks.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, getting the breaks. The
Joe
Americans,
Barbera, yeah.
they're big
So
on
it's-
getting breaks, aren't they?
Well, Joe, both of these guys had a lot. They'd walk around the animation studio and they'd tell these little stories. So I guess that's probably why you've got this sort of the growing up period of Hanna-Barbera in the 1930s.
Well, you've got to find out where the source material comes from.
Joe
look
Barbera with his brother Larry.
Look, he's one of the family.
Yeah.
This is early gags. Like, the cops are going around and they've got "just married" written on the back. Some of them put "just married" on the back and everybody's laughing. And what's this one? Every night he sends me flowers and sits in the front row.
So this is
She's a waitress. She's
Yeah,
not
this-
an actress, she's a waitress.
Yeah, so this is Joe Barbera's beginning interest in cartoons.
Yeah.
So he used to do these cartoons for Collier.
Yeah. Collier's.
Yeah.
Women's magazine.
Yeah. Yeah. This is early human Rudy Ising.
Harmonising.
Honey and Bosco.
Yeah.
So, you get like a lot of these studio
and
shots where they get
There's a football team.
a bunch of them. I did that when I worked in the studio.
Did you? You did a great big drawing of all the staff of the Sydney
No, that
Morning Herald.
that wasn't me. I was in it.
Wasn't you? Oh, you're in it. Okay.
So, here they are.
Right-handed.
Yeah.
No light box.
It is a light box, actually.
Oh, okay.
There's a light that goes underneath.
Okay.
Don't bump the camera.
Don't bump the camera.
So Tom and Jerry years. Tom and Jerry, of course, were full animation, which is different to the style that they perfected, Hanna-Barbera perfected for their TV series.
That's when he was a puss.
Yeah.
Puss Gets the Boot. That's when he was like a kitten.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can
And-
see
and
these
there's the
expressions
classic,
and the way they design the characters are very 1930s,
This is very
1940s, very round.
very iconic.
Yeah. Yellow eyes and things, yeah.
Well, we don't like this stuff. We like this stuff. We don't like this stuff.
Well, that's the 1960s.
Yeah, we don't like that stuff.
So here's some of the Jerry's cousins. What period is this? I would say this is the 1960s. These are storyboards,
40s.
maybe. The idea is that you have to use storyboards, twice as many storyboards usually for animation than you would for a
Because
live
there's lots of
film.
action.
Because you've got to explain all of the different takes and
all the
the
gags,
pacing.
all the visual gags.
Yeah.
So here he is here, and then he's bashed and
Yeah, you got to draw it out,
yeah.
More than.
You got to draw it
live
out. That's
action.
very funny. Got to
Yeah.
draw it out. And this is his
Just a
neck.
nice shot.
See his neck is twisted because
Yeah.
he's looking up at the sky. That's a great gag.
Yeah.
And this is the town mouse.
Yeah.
Sorry, the bush mouse or
Yeah.
the country mouse come to the big city. That's
Yeah.
what it's about.
Lovely background. Look at that.
Yeah.
1940s.
Capital.
Yeah. It's no longer a thing. So, because Jerry was a small, diminutive little character, he would use these bras and things like that to try to get some gags happening. This case, the bras with nipples attached, by the way.
Let's move
They were
on.
used to.
We go
create a
from
parachute
sex to
effect.
violence. Let's go to sex to violence.
Yeah.
There was a lot of violence in these cartoons. A lot of violence.
Yeah, but MGM had a full orchestra, so all of this violence was beautifully matched with the timpanis
so violence
and
is
the
all
drums.
right as long as you get the music right.
As long as the beat is there, yeah.
The beat goes
This was
on.
a beautiful cartoon
I remember this
introducing
too.
this little character here. I can't remember his name now, but the idea of the Musketeers was
Yes.
very popular.
Mouseketeers.
Mouseketeer, well,
The two Mouseketeers.
yeah. This is before the mouse. Was this before the
cat can
Mouseketeers?
shoot. Yes, this is funny. I remember this. He's
This is
trying
a
to
beautiful
play, and the
expression.
mouse keeps running around inside the piano.
Yeah, fantastic. Classic Tom and Jerry style.
Almost ballet.
Yeah.
Well, some of these drawings we don't like. This new stuff. Don't like it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Great. Classic. Look.
Yeah, classic stuff I think had more possibility. When
Yep.
What's he Hootsy started doing it, it became too stylized, too much. The expressions were too stylized.
Well, that was Academy Award
Yeah.
in Anchors Away. Oh, that looks a bit like
Wushu.
the
from,
character out of.
Mulan.
Well, I was going to say the character out of Hercules. Okay, so here we are, the Huckleberry Hound show. Quick Squirrel McGraw, that's Bubbalooey.
yeah.
I don't know who that is.
That's Snagglepuss?
No.
That's Snagglepuss.
Terrible. He
That's
should never wear a hat.
Snagglepuss.
He shouldn't wear a hat like that.
Yeah.
There's a
Yogi.
bear riding a horse.
Yogi. Hokey Wolf.
Yeah, there's a bear riding a horse.
Yeah. Well, there's a horse riding a horse. And a donkey riding a horse. That's good stuff. This was their first TV
Here comes
show.
Rough and Ready, we're
Rough
tough
and Ready.
and steady,
So
always on the go.
Rough and Ready used a lot of beautiful designs. That what happened with limited animation is you get more of a chance to see the characters actually designed. So
Yeah.
the character designs had to be very, very stable. They had to sort of,
A little bit of Fred there.
well, they had to have beautiful design. They had to have beautiful design,
Yeah.
composition, symmetry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's lovely design.
A classic, easily distinguished silhouette, so you could tell one character from the other.
And
the
Puff-
characters are
and-
voiced by beautiful,
Yeah.
by well-known big
Dawes
what do you call
Butler
it?
and Don
extra
Messi.
actors
Yes.
from a movie.
Yeah, and look, Puff.
Yeah. Here's some of the voices. These are the voices
Yeah,
of
Dawes Butler and Don Messick.
Don Messick. Now they of course went on to there's Dawes. They went on to voice many of the characters in the shows coming up. Huckleberry Hound, with the success of these two characters, the dog and the cat, Huckleberry Hound, the Huckleberry Hound show introduced a range of characters that you could sort of pick and choose whether you liked them or not. There was Huckleberry Hound, who was the mainstay. He had two stories in the show.
And here's the music.
Has some music. Now Huckleberry Hound used to do all these different jokes. He was the mailman or the dog catcher, which is kind of funny.
A dog catcher.
Yeah,
A dog being a dog catcher.
zookeepers, all this sort of stuff. There's Dawes.
And he did those voices.
Yeah, he did Yogi and he did Huckleberry Hound. And of course, the other characters in the show were Mr. Jinx and
I
Pixie
hate
and Dixie.
these Mises to pieces.
Yep. And of course,
I
Yogi
don't
Bear.
remember- I don't
the
remember
iconic
her.
Yogi Bear.
I don't
That's
remember.
Daisy Bear.
I'm smarter than the average
Oh, sorry, Cindy Bear. Bite my tongue, Cindy Bear. So Cindy Bear was Yogi's girlfriend, but only really appeared in the movie version of Yogi Bear, which was called Hey There, Yogi
Now,
Bear.
I want to ask you a personal question.
Yeah.
Why does Yogi Bear wear a tie?
Well, all the characters here, this is a very good question, actually, if you have a look at this. Going back to Huckleberry Hound. Actually,
Yes.
we can go back even further to the very first show,
Yeah.
which is Rough and Ready. And you see Ruff's,
He's got a collar.
yeah.
And actually, yep.
Actually, Reddy's got the collar. Ruff is the dog.
Yeah.
Reddy, I can't remember. Anyway, I can't remember which is which. But they use these ties. See, they break the head
Yep.
from the body. So you keep the body on a separate layer.
Has that got to do with having...
Multi-cell animation.
Okay.
So
that's what it's all
what
about.
that meant was you just animate the lip sync,
Just animate the head.
yeah, and keep the body the same.
Yeah. Well, he's got a tie and he hasn't. See?
Yeah, but he has a very simple shape, so you can just replace the head over the body.
Well, it's I mean, they're the same, except that that's how they differentiate. She's got a neck.
All right,
thing.
for lip syncing, for example, just
Yeah.
the shape of the nose,
Yeah.
of the muzzle
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
drawn
that's right.
and changed.
And of course, that's perfect for him.
Yeah.
Heavens to Megatroid! Exit
Yeah.
stage left.
Now he started out life as a normal mountain lion color,
That's right.
but he had this sort of Shakespearean
Yes.
character. Okay, so what happened with the pink after the success of the Pink Panther? They designed. I
Are
don't know
you
what
sure
happened.
about this?
Yes, they actually wanted him to differentiate from all of the other characters that were coming up.
So
with.
they made him pink.
They made him pink.
Oh, of course. And there's the Yogi Bear song.
Yeah. Hey there, Yogi Bear. Oh, Yogi Bear's a
Hey
smarter
there,
than
Yogi
average
Bear.
Yeah. Hey there, Yogi Bear was the movie.
Yeah.
This is the movie. That's the movie. So, like the man called Flintstone, they have music in the actual show, in the movie show. So that was in the cinema.
Oh, there's a picture. What's his name?
Dick Dastardly.
And who's that?
Don't know.
And that's Muttley.
That's Muttley. Those are from not Wacky Races. They're from the Stop the Pigeon.
And who's this?
This is Snooper and Blabber.
Ah, yes, that's right.
Snooper and Blabber.
Yeah. And there he is.
Oggy Doggy.
That's my
Doggy
boy
Daddy.
that said that.
Yeah.
And it's obviously this is the treasure, the real treasure.
Yeah.
How can there be spring?
This is from the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not very good.
No, okay.
Okay, Loopy Loop, great character. Again, French Canadian, but trying to do good deeds. The idea of Loopy the Loop was always trying to do good deeds, and of course people think, oh, he's a mangy old wolf. The other character is Quick Draw McDraw, which the first time they did a horse. So they did a horse. It was actually quite funny. So the horse is standing up on all fours, and in fact, like in the opening sequence, he's riding a stagecoach with horses, and he's a horse.
Yes, but see, this is Edward Murraybridge's concept that a horse always has one foot on the ground when it's running.
It's great. Mybridge is the photographer.
Yes, he took all those multiple photos.
Yeah.
That's my boy that
showed a lot of the animators how to do walk cycles and run cycles, etc.
And then they're going off on holidays?
Yeah, well, this is the birth of Flintstones. The Flintstones were their journey into the sitcom. So it became more of an adult show, a family show. Very much like The Simpsons. In fact, if it wasn't for the Flintstones, you wouldn't have The Simpsons. And if it wasn't for the Honeymooners, you wouldn't have the Flintstones.
Correct. Oh, Masonic.
Yeah. Well, the Honeymooners have the same
Isn't
thing.
that a beautiful... That's classic, isn't it?
Fantastic.
That's classic.
Beautiful design. The early design of Fred Flintstone, of course.
And she's just like the
much
character.
Better than the
What was his wife's name?
Wilma.
Wilma. No. In the Honeymooners. Well, we'll move on, folks. And there's the voice of Fred.
Yeah.
Alan Reed.
Yes.
And look, there he
Mel
is.
Blanc as
Mel Blanc.
Oh, these are the characters. Yeah. Jean Vanderpyle.
As
she did.
No, she did her.
Wilma.
And that's Bo
Benaderet.
Just call her Bo.
Yeah, whatever. Of course, they did a lot of other characters as well in the
Yabba dabba doo. Now, where did that come from?
Why did they put the music in here? No one can read music.
Well, that's not true. There are people out there who can read music.
I can't play this on piano.
You can't?
No.
Can you play the piano? He doesn't answer certain questions. Wow, look at that. That's definitely ham on the bone there.
Okay, so a little bit of explanation here. This is from a movie. Okay, I can't remember what it was from.
Pebbles and Bang Bang movie or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Like a TV movie. These were TV. Look what they've done to Dino. Oh my God. Why'd they make him so big?
How could they do that?
So,
Vacuum cleaner.
the best part of the Flintstones was all these inventive creations.
It's a
that they would
living.
to try to mimic the modern world of the 1960s. You know, jukeboxes with the needle that's created by this bird.
Yeah.
So that's an automatic jukebox.
An angry porcupine used as a dish dryer complains, "I'm getting dishpans quills." An irritated dinosaur charged with lifting the stop-go signs on the road bellows, "Ding, ding, ding." And to think I studied public speaking.
Yeah. So they'd often they'd talk to the camera and explain, you know, hey, I'm just doing this for the money.
Yeah. And remember this one? Two monkeys whose tails are being used as playground swings bemoan their fate. You know, I used to have a very short tail, one remarks. Me too. Yeah.
The kids stretched it.
Yeah.
This is the Pebbles and Bam Bam show. This is when Hanna-Barbera started to kill off some of the beauty of their characters by
Well, they went with
overuse.
the youth. They went with the youth because everything was youth
so they're
culture.
making it too sort of trendy and things.
Oh, look at this, the Flintstone comedy.
Yeah.
Now look, this is. Look, they've got ghosts.
Well, they kind of based them on.
That's out of.
Well, when this came out, right?
That's
the
out
Addams
of El
family.
Cap. That's out of El Cap.
The Addams family and the Munsters were started to wane.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they did this, but I guess it was in response to the Groovy Ghoulies, which was also starting to wane
And look at this.
as a TV show. It's
it is.
Flintstones Kids.
Yeah. The kids' market.
Yeah. Well, that was the Flintstones as kids, right? So the idea was that they knew each other, they all knew each other, and they were boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever when they were little kids, you know, kind of like the Muppet Babies.
So that organ he's playing is a Stoneway as opposed to a Steinway. And who's that?
Don't know.
Isn't it that?
That's the Frankenstones.
No, the
No. I don't know what it is.
It's a octopus. You're one of your favourite characters, isn't it?
It's not Squiddly Diddly, no.
It's not Squiddly. It looks like him.
No, so this is what I mean by killing off the goose that laid the golden egg.
Yeah.
So this was awful stuff that they just pumped out, and it just really killed off the characters. And what rubbed salt into the wounds for many of the aficionados of the Flintstones was that the voice of Fred Flintstone, the main character who did the voice, unfortunately passed away. And so they replaced him. That was also the death knell for Jetsons. Now,
I don't remember this character at all. Do you remember this character?
We'll talk about him in a sec.
No, this character.
We'll talk about him in a sec.
All right.
So just hide him for a second. We just want to talk very, very briefly about this. During the second or third season of the Flintstones, when they're at the height of their popularity, they decided to create a new show called the Jetsons, which, like the Flintstones, were a family in prehistory. The Jetsons were a family in the future.
Is that what they did Futurama?
Well, no, Futurama is
in the future. Is in the future.
So flying cars and all this
from
sort of
The
thing.
Simpsons.
Yeah, but all of the flying car ideas came from the Jetsons.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So to
His
get back
boy
to this
Elroy.
question here, he is not in the Jetsons. He's in the
Daughter
second
Judy.
season of the Jetsons, which actually was produced 30 years after the Jetsons.
Never saw him.
That was in the 90s.
This
This is in the 90s. So they used some of the gags and they rehashed them for this series in the 90s.
His boy Elroy.
So this character's from the 90s. Whenever you
Jane,
see that
his
character,
wife.
don't watch it.
What's his name?
That's Spacely. Mr.
Mr.
Spacely is
Spad.
George Jet. That's
He worked at Space.
Sprockets.
And what was the maid?
Hang on,
Yes, Sprockets.
Spacely something or other, and Sprockets.
Yeah. And
I can't remember
what was
his
her
name.
name?
That's
The maid.
the maid.
Yeah.
Can't remember her name. There's Elroy. That's damn. Can't remember her name. Oh well. You talk about.
Oh God, he's walking off. Oh.
You talk about it for a second.
The coming of Astro, and there's his boss telling him off.
Oh.
And it looks a bit like Homer Simpson's work desk. What do you reckon?
Yeah. So the robot's called Rosie.
Rosie the Robot.
Yeah.
I wonder where they got
There's
that
a
name.
Funko Pop.
Oh, there's Rosie the Robot.
Pop vinyl of Rosie the Robot.
Now let's get some. No, there we go.
So
Let's.
let me just explain
Okay.
something a little bit here for you guys. The Jetsons were a really, really important series back in the 60s. I'll tell you why.
Look at this. Speed limit.
55,000, yeah.
Yeah.
5,500. So I'll tell you why it was important, because there was a lot of like the shapes of cars and architecture and things, clothing. It was trying to interpret what it would look like in the future, with rocket shapes and Sputniks and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So they basically created this world which was iconic.
Yeah.
And that's today, if you hear people talking about flying cars, when are we going to invent
Yeah,
flying
yeah,
car?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
because of the Jetsons.
Yeah, and walking the dog.
Yes, so a lot of this stuff, I mean, this is probably done today. That's Astro.
Do you think that that influenced the Rolling Stones? Look at this.
Yeah.
Time travel.
This is how you want to kill two.
Yeah, you can't do this.
Well, it's not killing two birds with one stone. It's killing two properties with a very bad idea.
Yeah.
How to mix the two together and to create some horrible abortion of a thing.
And look, the dog's now got clothes. Oh no, because I see they visit. Oh, let's see, they're dressing like the Flintstones. Okay.
They go to the World's Fair. They get in a time machine.
Okay.
And they go into the past, or the past coming to the future.
Yeah,
I can't
and here it
remember
is.
which
This is
one. All right, so let's get back to
reality.
something really cool.
Yeah.
Now,
TC. T was pretty
TC,
cool.
Top Cat. Top
Yeah.
Cat was based on the Bilko show.
Yeah, Sergeant Bilko.
Sergeant Bilko, which is the Phil Silver show.
He's
which
the
is
top
Sergeant
banana.
Bilko. Yeah. So even the characters, you can even number the characters. You can count each of the characters and sort of
they're all great.
apply them to
They're all great.
to the Sergeant Bilko show.
Yeah, and Raining Cats and Dogs.
So he was sort of the commander, of the alley, and he was the con man, the master con man, very slick, like Sergeant Bilko. So in a way, this concept gave Sergeant Bilko more impetus in the future, in past its use by date.
Yeah.
And created an interest in Sergeant Bilko, as did the Flintstone creating an interest in the Honeymooners.
Yeah.
No one would watch the Honeymooners because it was boring in black and white. But hey, that influenced the Flintstones. Oh, let's give it a watch.
Officer Dibble.
That's a lot of people, not just me.
Top
who watch
Cat,
that.
the most effective Top Cat, whose intellectual close friends call him TC. Dignity.
So, all of these characters, there's Choo Choo, Benny the Ball.
Yeah.
Right, there's Officer Dibble.
Yeah. He's
Who
using
lived
the phone.
in an alley. So a very simple constructed story,
Yeah.
right? But they get some really cool variety in the stories themselves. And each of the characters had their own story arcs.
Yes.
So each episode there'd be a Choo Choo story. One show would be a Choo Choo. A lot of stories would be about Benny the Ball because he was the funniest, the cutest little guy.
Yeah.
A lot of the stories were about Officer Dibble, but what are some of the other characters? There is Brains, who is stupid. There's one of these guys. Him. He had what was his name?
Wasn't he voiced by the guy who in the? They were all voiced by the same people
Actors.
who were in the Bilko show, weren't they?
No, I checked.
Oh,
No,
okay.
they weren't.
You
But
checked.
other actors that were in the Bilko show.
Yeah. Because this guy, I remember this guy, that voice from that guy. He always played guys in the background in Army and Navy shows. I think he's even in South Pacific.
Yeah, and he's in that movie you like. It's a Mad World.
Yeah, that's right.
So this is Wally Gator.
Yeah.
Don't tell me they're going to have the Wally Gator music. Good. So this is Wally Gator. Of
In the
course,
swamp.
Wally Gator was a zoo animal, and he always tried to get out of the zoo. And this is Magilla Gorilla.
And there's the bloke who, remember the actor?
Yes.
He did the voice. What's Alan Melbourne?
Yeah. Well, he's from the Bilko show.
Yeah.
So, the idea... Okay, Wally Gator was in the zoo trying to get out, like Yogi Bear in
and he got out
in Jellystone National Park.
Yeah, he got
trying
out.
to get out.
Yeah.
Well, that was the idea, to get out and have adventures. Yeah. Now, Magilla Gorilla was in the pet store window. A gorilla in the pet store window. Funny, right?
Yeah.
So that was his trope, was to get out of the store.
Yeah.
All right. So that was him. That
Oh
was his
dear.
idea.
Oh my. Oh dear.
So they're quite inventive with characters, these buddies, these team ups that they did. A turtle and a sheepdog.
And Dum Dum.
Right?
Yeah.
So Touche Turtle and Dum Dum.
Yeah.
So he's sort of like the Don Quixote character.
Yes, yeah, in reverse.
And Dum Dum is the
Yeah.
Is the, what's the other guy in Don Quixote?
It's Sancho
Panza.
Yeah.
And this guy here, Lippy the Lion, as
Yeah.
you can see from, look at these tropes here.
Yeah.
You've got the bums, hat in tatters and things.
And Hardy Ha Ha.
And tatters here. Hardy Ha Ha is a hyena.
And who doesn't laugh?
Yeah,
Oh dear.
that's the idea.
Oh
exactly
my.
right.
Oh
so it's a
dear.
reverse of the natural ability of characters. Rather than having a hyena that's laughing, you have a hyena that's miserable. So, it was playing, toying with these character types, toying with these things, and really created very interesting shows.
He's got bow ties on his shirt.
Yeah, but all of these things, I mean, that was a genius to get him to voice Magilla Gorilla. All of these things, the dynamics of these characters was so incredible. I can't stress this enough.
This
the
is
Hanna-Barbera
pure emotion
stuff.
you're hearing here, folks. Pure, unadulterated emotion.
Yeah, but the Hanna-Barbera stuff, the Hanna-Barbera lineup of characters in the 1960s, up until probably.
Well, they claim in the
Scooby Doo.
book. They claim in the
characters
book.
were so inventive.
They claimed in the book here somewhere that at that period they didn't have restrictions. They were so popular.
Yeah.
They didn't have restrictions put on them. And they had a lot
were
more
just
freedom.
Yeah, I mean, look, Atom Ant, right? Ricochet Rabbit and Deputy Droopalong. I mean, what can you say? Look how different, how the variety of these characters is incredible. Not even Warner Brothers did this.
That's pretty early, isn't it?
Yeah,
They still have these things.
I can't comment on that. I don't know when
Back to
the
the
cell was
Future.
done.
That's- is that-
Precious Pup and Granny Sweet.
that's
Now,
Precious Pup.
they tried out a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah.
The Hillbilly Bears. They
Yeah.
later on did the Hair Bear Bunch when afros were popular.
Yes,
and
that's right.
perms,
Yeah.
right? So they experimented with a lot of stuff, the guys. You know, that's the fun thing. Now this is Secret Squirrel,
And Morocco Mole,
which is based on
the character out of Casablanca.
yeah.
Peter Lorre.
Yeah. So, as well as Morocco Mole, you've got it's the beginning of the.
Oh, we've got to push on. We've got to push on. We've got to push on.
All right. Well, he did. Okay. So Hanna-Barbera did two. They did Secret Squirrel and they did another character.
He might be up here. There he is. There's your mate.
The Squiddly Diddly. That was
Yeah.
on the Atamant show.
Yeah.
Winsome Witch. So they're experimenting with a lot of different
Yeah.
characters, a lot of different storylines. So nothing was the same.
For
No other studio did
Hanna-Barbera,
this.
these programs were joy to create, and the laughter
Yeah.
they generated from viewers was happy reward.
Yeah. So, and they had oh my God, they had a handle on the licensing. They
Oh,
did
yeah.
deals with companies.
I know, yeah.
They provided work.
Yep.
Weekend work for their animators,
Yep.
etc. The guys that did the comic strip of the Flintstones were involved in the comic books for Dell magazines.
That's
They're
right,
also
yeah.
involved in the animated show itself.
And
character
Fred
designs,
was selling.
cleanups.
Fred was selling cigarettes.
Yeah. He's selling everything.
The superheroes.
Okay, so this is where, at the same time as Hanna-Barbera was getting viewership and popularity on TV, Marvel Comics was building up a very big empire in the comic book stands.
Don't say too many things nice about Stan Lee, all right? I know he's just died, but
And
it's all Jack Kirby, all right, from now on. It's
well, okay, so Kirby designed the Fantastic Four, all right?
Good on you,
so
mate, yep.
the thing about the Fantastic Four is a lot of the licensing, you could probably realize now, because Spider-Man and Venom are not owned by Marvel, by Disney. They're actually under license to Paramount or another studio, Columbia or whatever, and that's why you still have Stan Lee in the movie as a walk-on, but they're not the same machine as the Avengers and Thor, Hulk, etc., etc.
yeah.
So the same was true back in the 60s. The licensing went out to different companies.
Yeah.
Hanna-Barbera was lucky enough to pick up the Fantastic Four,
Yeah.
and they did, in my opinion, they did a very good job.
Oh, I don't remember any of them. All I remember is the song.
Okay, so here is Jonny Quest.
Yes.
Now, Jonny Quest was the most expensive animated cartoon show ever produced
At its time.
at its time.
In its time, okay.
Of course, today you've got the homage to the Jonny Quest vehicle, which is the Venture Brothers, which is a beautiful design show, very Adult Swim in content.
Actually, looks very European in a way of the characters and what they do.
Well, these characters were designed by Alex Toth, who was a consummate, realistic character
He could
designer.
draw with 4-inch logs.
Yeah, but he also had a very good handle on cartoon monsters.
He did
and things
these too, didn't he?
Yeah, this is Space Ghost.
Yeah.
Now these were.
This is lovely. See how it just connects them all?
Yeah. So look, I'll just flip back a couple of things. This is important here. There's a big change. See superheroes. There's a big change from these funny characters.
Yeah.
Right? These funny characters with little short, 7 minutes long, to 22-minute long shows that have one story for 22 minutes. 22 minutes. Like the Flintstones. 22 minutes, which means a very big production. So this was the beginning of something big. Now, you may not like what Hanna-Barbera did with the Fantastic Four, but you will certainly like what they did later on using the same concept, half-hour show, adult animated, or more realistic animation for an adventure series, very much like Marvel Comics, etc., adventure series called Jonny Quest. And then later on, not so realistic, but semi-realistic characters for Space Ghost.
Well,
And then the
wasn't
slew
this- what-
after Space
what-
Ghost.
Wasn't that
Yeah.
ripping off Space Family Robinsons? You know the.
No, I don't know what it was ripping off. It's just riffing on the
Yeah.
idea of superheroes.
Yeah.
Superheroes, space.
Didn't have a
monkey,
robot.
Great.
Didn't have a robot. Had a monkey.
They didn't need it. They had a monkey.
And there's a dinosaur.
There's Dino Boy. Dino Boy was a character in the Space Ghost show.
He's called B something. What's
You
the
have
dog?
half-hour show of Space Ghost. You get two Space Ghost stories.
Bronto.
You get two Space Ghost stories
Yep.
and one Dino Boy
Yep.
story.
Okay. All right.
So they dug out the the cartoons again. This is a very slick show. Frankenstein Jr. and the Impossibles was a very popular thing. They tried to bring in music. Because these guys here, the Impossibles, they were a band. You can see like the hippie,
Yeah.
you know, hairstyles and stuff like that.
So this come out with the monkeys around about the same time.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
The Space Kidettes.
The Kidettes I never saw.
No.
I never saw that. The Herculoids, a very popular show. The Herculoids.
That-
Again, you know,
That looks like it's. You think that's
what's like He-Man.
You think it's Alex
before-
Toth? You think it's Alex Toth or what?
Yeah, he designed the characters. But
Okay.
the He-Man was a
Yeah,
sorry.
He-Man. It does look like.
The Herculoids.
Yeah.
And indeed, what's the Dorno? What's the father's name? Xandor? No. Tara rescues Xandor.
It's Xandor.
Xandar.
Yeah.
Xandor.
Yeah. You got
So
ghosts.
Xandor, precursor to
Yeah, He-Man.
He-Man. Yeah. And this was, of course, from the
movie.
No.
Made during the war of can't remember. But
Now it's
was,
your turn.
It was made by the British.
Yeah.
The same people who did Jungle Book
Yeah.
during the war. Incredible. They had this character.
Yeah. Aladdin.
Yeah. This looks
The genie
this
from
looks
Aladdin.
like
Kind of, sort
Gil
of like
Kane, sort of Gil Kane-ish, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well,
Shazam.
these are designed by Alex Toth.
Yep.
This the Shazam show with I think the flying camel
Yeah.
called Kabooey or Kablooey or something. And these two kids who have these little rings and they put them together. And
Kaboobie.
they call
Kaboobie, yeah.
Oh, it's even worse.
Oh,
And they put
Shazam.
these rings together.
Shazam,
And
yeah.
they say Shazam.
Okay, and he turns up.
Yeah.
Moby Dick and the teenage pals, Tom and Tub.
Tom and Tub. Yeah. Guess which one's the fat kid? It's not Tom. They had a pet seal. They had Moby Dick, the white whale.
yeah.
So again, you know, Hanna-Barbera exploring different ideas for cartoon shows.
And there's
Huckleberry Finn, never saw that. Mighty Mightor,
Yeah.
again using, this is a caveman
Yeah.
sort of thing. It's like Mighty Thor.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
Mighty
yeah.
Thor came out with the success of Jack Kirby.
yeah.
Jack Kirby's
But also
Mighty
they
Thor.
had Thor, who was a bit like Tarzan, but he was.
Now I'll tell you
caveman
something
guy.
very interesting here.
Well, this is from the
Frank Frazetta.
Yeah, but it's even earlier. This is from
Frank Frazetta.
no Fantasia.
I've never
Not
seen
Night
that.
on Bear Mountain.
I don't remember that.
It is. I know. I mean, it is. I know. I know what you're saying, and,
Okay.
and I
So
agree
Frank
with you.
Frazetta's
Yeah.
barbarian character.
Yeah.
That was in the
The comics.
yeah, but also in the Bakshi animated.
Yeah, that's
Fire
right.
and Ice.
That's right.
Right, the Death Dealer based
Yeah.
on the painting of Death
Yeah.
Dealer, which is I think the 1960s. So I believe Frank Frazetta based it on this guy. So that's very interesting. This is Mighty Samson. The funny thing about Samson, again, you got these characters, you know, that like Shazam, they put these things together and they have a transformation. Either they transform, or in the case of Shazam, they bring about a genie.
Yeah.
Mightor obviously raised the club
The
and
magical
turned into
club.
Mightor.
The magical club.
Right?
Yeah.
Samson did something else. I think he had these wristbands. He clashed,
Yeah.
and he became Mighty Samson. Now, Samson traveled the world, Europe, Italy, and places like that.
What's going on here?
Hang on, let me
Yeah.
explain. On a little Vespa,
Of
Yep.
course, yeah.
and his best friend who used to
Product
travel
pla-
with him
product
was
placement.
a dog.
What was the dog called?
I can't remember. Goliath.
Of course.
Samson and Goliath.
Yeah.
So his dog turned lion. His dog became a lion. So
okay.
Not only changed size,
Yes.
changed species.
So this is what this is, because the dog probably has one of its foot a different colour.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that Birdman?
That's Birdman, yeah. Also, later on became obviously Birdman, Attorney at Law. But these are in the Birdman show. There were two Birdman stories, and there was one story of the Galaxy Trio.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. So the Galaxy Trio.
Yeah.
This is voiced by Lurch from the Addams Family. Yeah. Yeah, and this guy's obviously the voice
Cassidy?
from.
What's his
I can't
name?
remember his name.
Okay. There they are.
Yeah, the Fantastic Four. Ventures of Gulliver, never really saw that
Never
very
saw
much.
that. The Arabian Nights.
Arabian Nights, never really saw much of that. Saw a couple of those. I believe they were on the also.
Well,
on
did
the,
they all come to
Banana
Australia?
Split show.
Did they all come to Australia?
Yeah, but they're in different channels. So Scooby Doo is one of the last entries into the thing, but we're getting into the end of the era here.
Yeah.
So Darcy and Muttley in Wacky Races. Wacky Races is a very successful
Well,
show.
that's based on the Great Race.
Yes.
And this would be
Tony
based.
Curtis.
This would be based on.
Fantastic Men in Their Flying Machines. Exactly.
Those magnificent men in their flying machines.
Yeah, those geezers.
They go up to the up. They go down to the and down.
So this was the First World War. Germans trying
And
to capture
Snoopy.
the Yankee Doodle, the American pigeon.
Oh, they're always chasing this. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Get the pigeon.
I've never seen this
capture
show.
the
Never
pigeon.
saw it.
At the end of the success of the Wacky Races, a spin-off was Penelope Pitstop. So they created a show, The Perils of Penelope Pitstop, where this character voiced by Paul Lind would create these sort of antics. These were also characters from the Wacky Races, the Anthill Mob.
Yeah, they're gangster guys. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll recognise this from the Bugs Bunny show.
That's
probably.
right.
That's
They're
the
correct.
type of
Yeah.
thing.
And now we get into Scooby.
Now you're getting close to Scooby, but before Scooby you get like Phileas Fogg, Around the World in 79 Days. So these were not very successful.
Well, I mean, that's just a straight
concepts.
pinch. That's just a straight pinch.
Yeah. So Scooby Doo.
From the original.
Scooby Doo. First two seasons of Scooby Doo, the only ones worth watching, in my opinion. While they had the product, you can watch the movies.
And
the
where
live
did they get
action
the
films.
name Scooby Doo from?
It's from a show or an expression, Scooby Dooby Doo.
No, it's from Frank
Frank
Sinatra's
Sinatra.
Strangers
Song.
in the Night.
And in it he says...
Scooby Dooby Doo,
Right.
lum da da dee da dee da 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 da.
All right, let me show you a little secret here of
I
what
like
killed
this picture.
Scooby Doo. At the end of the second season,
Hang on.
decided
We've got
to
another
do
100
this.
pages of Scooby Doo. Let's.
They decided to create this
the
character called
cuteness.
Scrappy Doo. Scrappy Doo killed Scooby Doo.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
it's still going. Butch Cassidy.
Yeah, don't know.
That's David
Space.
Cassidy.
No.
Well, why they call it Butch Cassidy? I mean, the film.
don't know.
Yeah, the Funky Phantom.
When I was a kid, Funky Phantom was the show.
I remember that show.
Yeah, Josie and the Pussycats was quite good. I loved that.
Well, that was like Archie.
Yeah, that was their answer to Archie.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, Josie and the Pussycats are Archie characters.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
So Funky Phantom was, again, they're trying to sort of redo or
Looney
rehash
Dooney.
the idea
Looney Dooney.
of the, the Scooby Doo show.
I think there's a
But now
little,
with
there's a little
Ghost
bit of
in
Jack
tow.
Kirby and DC coming in here.
Yeah,
The Forever People.
yeah,
Woofer and Whimper react.
yeah. See, this is where I stop watching now.
See, this is Disney. Almost Disney, eh?
Yeah, this is where I stop watching.
You stop. Oh, we're going to stop the film or
No.
keep
Okay,
going?
so the Jabberjaws are, these are just silly
Yeah.
things. Although the interesting thing about
He look-
Jabberjaws, he was a character based on
He looks like-
Curly from Three Stooges.
It looks like the character out of
Yeah.
at TC, the little guy,
Yeah, because he's blue.
Hong
There's
Kong
Captain
Phooey.
Caveman. There's Inch High Private Eye.
Hong Kong
Hong Kong
Phooey.
Phooey, of course, was quite popular for them because he had that great actor who used to do the voice, who was in Fritz the Cat. No, Hey Good Looking or something. Or
No,
Great black actor.
I haven't seen that show anyway.
Oh, I can't remember his name. He was that guy in...
I'll never forget what's his name.
Yeah, him, that guy.
Yeah,
you
that
know?
guy.
Anyway, check it out, Hong Kong Foo. You can check it out on YouTube.
Grape Ape and his
Yeah.
friend Beagle.
See, what happened here was a lot of these ideas started to eat up their creativity.
Yeah.
I think they started to try to be scared
But
of
the
new things.
the audience are also getting very sophisticated, and there's lots of stuff around.
Well,
obviously, there's lots of stuff around.
Hanna-Barbera proved that there was money in them there hills. So a lot of
Yeah.
animation studios then
Started-
started to pour
yeah.
money in and create He-Man and
Yeah.
things like this. So, by the time Hair Bear Bunch came out, Hanna-Barbera had lost a lot of ground and couldn't get. It was very difficult to get money for shows, But they still experiment a few things with These Are the Days and
The Rhinos.
yeah,
That's Walter
Matthau, Roman Holidays, Partridge Family, 2200 AD.
Oh, yeah. Recycling ideas, yes.
Yeah, well, a lot of times they would. This is C-Lab 2020. Get a chance to watch C-Lab 2021, which is a spin-off.
It's really
on this.
bad, is it?
Well, it's an Adult Swim story. Oh, this
The
is
Godzilla Power Hour.
Yeah,
Jaina of the Jungle
yeah, Jaina, which is a take on Shana of the Jungle.
and Sheena.
Sheena Jungle, sorry.
And this is
Heidi.
Heidi.
Now they started. This is interesting.
hang on, this is a feature, isn't it?
This is
Look
a
at the
feature,
colour.
yeah.
Must be a feature.
So from Heidi, ignore
Yeah.
Heidi, and we jump into the animated specials and features. Okay. So
Okay.
in the specials and features, they did some really cool stuff. Last of the Mohicans was quite good.
Well, I
Black
mean,
Beauty was quite
look
good.
at the characterisation. It's like
Yeah. It's more like realistic.
well, that's Gene Kelly,
Yeah.
and that's a rip off out of the Disney,
Disney.
Pinocchio. No, not Pinocchio. The
Yeah.
Brave Little Tailor.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and this
So,
is
all right. Charlotte's Web.
Yeah.
Was produced in 1973 and was very successful.
very big.
Yeah, so
Very big.
they did quite well. They went back into obviously more full animation.
Yes.
Like they did with Tom and Jerry.
Yep.
So they kind of jumped away from the television style.
Well,
of
were the
animation.
guys still there? The Hanna-Barbera was still
The
around?
studio was still working,
Yeah,
but
but
now
were they
it's
still-
working on these.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go through it very quickly. So these are very lovely. This is Heidi.
Yeah.
Heidi's song, 1982. Now, what happened in 1982? There was a lot of competition, so that's why I never saw this.
It sounds
A lot
like
of
it's
competition.
it's The Sound of
1980s.
Music or something.
Yeah.
Look at this character.
Yeah. So by the time it came out, there was so much competition.
And this is very un-Heidi like.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the cat. Ooh. Too cute.
So similar to Johan Gross's.
Yes, I was about to say that.
Yeah.
I was about.
Beautiful backgrounds.
Yo-
but,
yo- Johan
just
Gross
couldn't
is,
get,
an-
really couldn't
an-
get the thing moving.
Joran Gross is an Australian animator who did
Yeah.
Dot and the Kangaroo.
Yeah. So Smurfs. Smurfs were a very popular comic.
Hey,
The
the
Fonz.
Fonz.
Happy Days Gang, which obviously.
And
Happy
you have to
Days
have a
was
dog
very
in it.
popular
You have to have a
show.
dog in it.
Well, okay, so this is the Simpsons
Oh, there's Mork
show.
and Mindy. Look.
Yeah. Well, these two. See these dogs.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is the Simpsons. Remember, there was a Simpsons episode where Homer wrote a character for the Itchy and Scratchy show. This is why. It's to poke fun at this idea of, oh, we're doing the Happy Days gang.
Yeah.
And they look good, like caricatures.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
what's this chicken? What's the dog doing? And he's a talking dog. What are you doing mixing these things
You
up?
got to have
You're
a dog in
changing
it.
the whole
And look,
thing. So they
Quickie
did that
Koala,
again with, Mork and Mindy.
he definitely went through the I never
Yeah.
never heard of him.
Well, that's actually quite a good character design, but I don't remember the show. So a lot of these are lost now.
Is that
they're
when they were
destroyed.
doing stuff in Sydney? Because
Yeah, well, they did it in Mexico, everywhere.
yeah,
Yeah,
pound puppies.
yeah.
Oh, look at the cute stuff.
Yeah, I did
That's good.
some work on
Foo-fur. Foo-fur.
I did some work on poo puppies.
Did you? What did you do?
Yeah, but not on the show, on the packaging.
Oh, okay. The Dukes of Hazzard?
Yeah. See, now the Dukes of Hazzard, you've got like she's supposed to have short shorts, and she's got no short shorts here. So the whole thing was sort of like dumbed down.
Yeah.
Of course, the obligatory dog. Now that idea of taking
And the raccoon.
this,
Don't forget the raccoon.
yeah, little rascals.
Yeah.
The idea of doing
Spanky,
this
my
really
God.
destroyed Hanna-Barbera because then it became like a joke.
Yeah.
They're doing it on every freaking show.
Yeah.
Yes, go past the Smurfs. I hate them.
Yeah, well, obviously
I love the comic, the
that was-
French comic, but the animation doesn't do anything for me. Nor does the 3D animation. You have to go back, folks. You got to go back to the original comic and check out the brush strokes.
Hey, it's
Of the
PJ.
beautiful original designs.
All
These
these-
were a show based on Pac-Man,
the cute
Trollkin.
market.
So
The
they're
cute-
obviously trying to pick up money from different areas.
And the Bible, the Christians.
Yeah, well, this is the last resort for studios.
Yeah.
Once they start to do the Bible, they think that people are interested in Bible stories animated.
Yeah.
This is where it just gets destroyed. You know, I mean, there's nothing to say. You know, the animation's fine.
Yeah.
It's just that the whole idea of it just doesn't have any imagination. It doesn't have the freshness or the thing that you have from the Flintstones.
Well, you can't mess around with
and
the
the other
Bible.
characters.
You can't mess around with the Bible. You can't. You'll get firebombed.
No, I just think it's just an easy buck.
Laverne and
people-
Shirley. They did Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah, I think people sort of, you know,
The
dirty dog.
Trollkins.
Yeah, so people sort of
God,
look
they
at
did a
it
lot of
and
stuff,
think
didn't they?
only did it for the money, and it's not interesting.
87. The Flintstone Kids.
See the Gary Coleman show. There you
Yeah.
go, 1982. A lot of these are lost in time because they only
Yeah.
went really for less
Yeah.
than one season.
Yeah.
They went for few shows.
Shirt
And that was
tails. That's a
So,
gag, you know.
unfortunately,
And here they are. Look, they went into live.
Yeah. So, well, there you go. There's a testament to you. 1977. This is when they started to lose it in the 70s. They really, you know, did a very silly thing. But yes, so, you know, obviously, a childhood rich in Hanna-Barbera.
You obviously, yes. I can.
Concept designs and character designs and everything that goes with it interested me in art and interested me in animation, and very inspiring. But of course, my inspiration waned after Scooby Doo. So
Yeah, well,
you know, there, folks, I think is a lesson for all of us. You know,
yeah. When you're on a good thing,
well,
quit
not
while you're
necess-
ahead.
Quit while you're ahead. Yeah. All right. On that note, let's quit while we're ahead. This is Frantz, Kantor,
That's him.
and
Jim Bridges, and that's me.
we'll catch you next time round.
But check out the ToonTalk.Show, and how about you subscribe?
Yeah, good idea.
That's a subtext.
I'm going to do that right now.
That's a subtext of our show, folks.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for the sour persimmons, cousin.